Right now on Good Morning America First Look, new details on the death of Dolly Parton and the tributes from Dollywood to Hollywood, how she wanted to be remembered.
And we look back at what Dolly said when she was asked to change her appearance and what she said about not having children and how it helped inspire a lifetime of giving.
Breaking overnight, primary results from multiple states showing the influence of President Trump's endorsement as the trade war with Canada ramps up.
2 deaths from the measles, the first in the U.S. this year, raising concern and what the CDC is saying.
Plus, the manhunt for the man in the creepy mask.
The 12-year-old setting records, leading her team to another win at the Little League World Series.
And a boy on his bike who did the right thing gets a well-deserved reward.
From ABC News, this is Good Morning America First Look.
Good Wednesday morning, everyone. I'm Sophie Flay.
And I'm Hannah Battah. This morning, we celebrate Dolly Parton, an American original.
She famously said when she went from rags to rhinestones, selling 100 million records and inspiring generations with her generosity. From Dollywood to Hollywood, fans are paying tribute. And flags nationwide are at half staff.
Yeah, the Empire State Building was lit up in pink at 9:25 p.m. in reference to her hit song 9 to 5.
Taylor Swift perhaps said it best. A world without Dolly doesn't feel possible.
This morning, America is waking up without Dolly Parton. The country music legend, movie star, and philanthropist died Tuesday in Nashville. Her team says she died surrounded by loved ones after bravely facing a brief battle with cancer. Although she had been ailing, Dolly just days ago was still working.
I continue working away on all of our other projects.
The announcement of her death came from her nephew.
Dolly called me and said she wants to rest in a beautiful bed of plush cotton because after a life wearing heavy rhinestones, she finally deserves to be comfortable and have some rest.
Dolly Rebecca Parton was born in 1946, the fourth of 12 children. Their family's cabin in the Smoky Mountains had no electricity, no running water. Her dad paid the doctor who delivered her, not with money, but with a bag of cornmeal.
Well, we didn't know we was poor till some smart aleck told us.
She turned that childhood into one of her most beloved songs, Coat of Many Colors, a song about the coat her grandmother stitched from rags and the pride sewn into it.
Though we had no money, I was rich as I could be.
By 10, she was on the radio. At 13, she made her debut at the Grand Ole Opry, introduced by Johnny Cash. The Porter Wagoner Show made her a star. And when she outgrew it, she wrote her mentor a farewell song. Dolly never forgot the first time she heard Whitney Houston's iconic version.
I almost wrecked, honest to God. Had to pull over to the side at a Walgreens, there in Brentwood, where the Walgreens is now, and to listen to the rest of it. And it was the most overwhelming sensation because I couldn't believe my little country sad song, could even be done like that. But to hear it like that, and it was just overwhelming. That was one of the greatest experiences I've ever had in my entire life.
She was asked if it bothered her that the song was now associated with Houston.
But I'm not going to about Whitney making me $6 million.
And on the day she wrote that famous song, she also wrote another.
Jolene, 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 Jolene.
Jolene, inspired by a bank teller who had flirted with her husband, became one of the most covered songs ever written. Throughout her long career, Dolly was quick with one-liners.
I would have been tall, but I got bunched up at the top.
Early on, the music business told her to tone it all down.
The thing that people said, you got to change your image. You have got to change your image. And I said, I ain't going to change my image. I'm going to make a fortune out of it.
She did exactly that, famously joking, it costs a lot of money to look this cheap. In 1980, 9 to 5 made her a movie star, an Oscar nominee, and gave working women an anthem. She wrote it on set without an instrument.
I started clicking my nails, which I get rhythm if I can't get to an instrument.
She played guitar, banjo, fiddle, dulcimer, and piano, her talent seemingly limitless. More than 3,000 songs written, 100 million records sold, 10 Grammys, and a Lifetime Achievement Award. And a place in both the Country and Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Beside her, through all of it, the man she met at the laundromat on her first day in Nashville, in 1964.
This good-looking man just drives by, and he says something like, well, what are you going to get sunburned out here? And I say something stupid like, well, what's it to you? We start talking, and 2 years later, we married.
Carl Dean died last year. Dolly said she spent so long caring for him, she stopped taking care of herself. She was asked way back in 1982 what she would want her tombstone to say.
I want the tombstone to say, she should be lying here. I don't know where she went.
Dolly chose the song for her funeral, an old gospel hymn, her father's favorite.
If we never meet again this side of heaven, then I'll meet you on that beautiful shore.
A remarkable person, and Dolly's funeral will be private.
Yeah, we'll have much more on her life and her legacy just ahead, her generosity and how she inspired so many. That's coming up in about 10 minutes. Right now, we turn to the other news. Primary results coming in from multiple states. Here's ABC's Karen Hua.
I humbly accept your nomination.
Overnight, a victory for Darline Graham, winning the Republican nomination for her late brother Lindsey's seat in the U.S. Senate after being endorsed by President Trump.
The past few weeks have been an unbelievably challenging time for our family, but you know what? We did it!
Graham, despite stumbling in last week's debate, beat Congressman Ralph Norman by 5 points. Another Trump-backed candidate winning in Oklahoma, businessman Mike Mazzei winning the Republican primary runoff for governor, although only by a slim margin. President Trump seeing his poll numbers fall in recent weeks, and now the trade war with Canada is escalating. Canada responding to Trump's tariffs by announcing tariffs of its own on more than 700 American products, including industrial products at 15%, cheese, seafood, toilet paper, refrigerators and washing machines at 25%, and smartphones, TVs, steel and aluminum, clothing, and cosmetics at 50%. Now, these new tariffs take effect September 8th, and no new trade talks are scheduled. Sophie?
Karen, thank you. Evacuations have been ordered near a wildfire burning west of Fort Worth, Texas. The fire has burned more than 50,000 acres, destroying several buildings. It's only 12% contained. That area hasn't seen rain in more than a month. And about 23,000 people are still evacuated because of a wildfire near Reno, Nevada. Nearly 50 homes have been destroyed there.
Now to concerns about the measles after the first reported measles-related deaths of the year in the U.S. Here's ABC's Lionel Moise.
This morning, a new call for Health Secretary RFK Jr. to resign as a measles outbreak turns deadly, with 2 deaths now reported in Pennsylvania, the first measles deaths in the U.S. this year and the first in Pennsylvania in 3 decades. Both people were unvaccinated.
There's real-life consequences to spreading misinformation.
Governor Josh Shapiro says vaccine exemptions have tripled in the last decade. He says he spoke with Secretary Kennedy.
I made very clear that his actions and the rhetoric that's coming from this administration are having a negative impact.
The CDC saying the MMR vaccine provides the most effective protection against measles and helps prevent its spread. While Kennedy has at times advised parents to vaccinate children, his past comments to the Amish community of Pennsylvania have resurfaced.
What is the cure for measles? The cure for measles is chicken soup and vitamin A.
A measles outbreak also declared in Maryland, where Senator Angela Alsobrooks posted, RFK Jr. must resign or be fired.
At least 14 new cases in Maryland are among people unvaccinated. More than 2,700 cases have been reported nationwide, the highest since 1991. Hannah, Sophie?
Lionel, thank you. Time now for your Wednesday weather.
Good morning. Some showers to start the day from Traverse City, not far from Chicago, Cape Girardeau over to Paducah. There'll be a few spots of watch for thunderstorms during the afternoon hours. In the front range of the Rockies, parts of Arkansas, lower Great Lakes, and the Ohio Valley. Still lots of heat in the west of the Deep South. Beautiful day in the Northeast and also parts of the upper Midwest. The heat warnings continue across Southern California, Nevada, and into parts of Arizona. See, the heat continues right into the weekend. Record highs Las Vegas and Los Angeles today, Albuquerque as well. This will continue into next week. That's your forecast on ABC News senior meteorologist Lee Goldberg.
Coming up, a major development from the Facebook social media addiction trial.
Also ahead, a dramatic plane crash, how this pilot survived.
And the alarming report on brain injuries in football and the changes being made. We're back with a small plane's smoky fall from the sky. This pilot in Brazil triggered the safety parachute after reporting an explosion on board. The plane came down in a field. The pilot was the only person on board and suffered only minor injuries.
We turn now to the alarming new report on brain injuries in football.
A new warning about concussions as we head into football season.
Underneath, down in the air, incomplete.
A new study finds that at least a quarter of all NFL players that died between 2016 and 2021 had chronic traumatic encephalopathy, or CTE, a progressive brain disease caused by repetitive head trauma.
It means that hundreds of current NFL players are at risk for developing this.
Among the more than 300 players' brains donated for research, 93% showed signs of the disease. CTE causes mental and behavioral issues and cognitive changes, but it cannot be diagnosed until after death. Injury concerns have already changed the way kids play the game. Many now wear guardian caps, a kind of protective padding on their helmets, and practices now feature far less contact.
Every contact that we have, or every contact period in our practice, has to be calculated, meaning we can't waste any repetitive blows to the head during a practice.
Guardian caps aren't just for young players. The NFL in 2024 approved the caps for use in games. Some players opted out, believing the new helmets are enough to protect them. The league has issued 6 new helmet models in recent years, designed to guard against concussions.
The NFL says it strives to make the game safer, implementing strategies to reduce head impacts.
A settlement may be in the works in the lawsuit against Meta, which is accused of deliberately making Facebook and Instagram addictive to children. Bloomberg reports Meta has discussed a potential deal with the state suing the company. The head of Instagram is due back on the stand today. Yesterday, he denied hiding safety information from the public.
Just ahead, a closer look at Dolly Parton, the humanitarian.
Yeah, how she became such an inspiration for so many.
Here you come again, just when I'm about to get myself together.
Back now with a closer look at Dolly Parton, the humanitarian, how she lifted up so many people.
Her death after a brief battle with cancer came as a shock, but her life of giving will continue to inspire.
If I should stay.
Even if Dolly Parton, the musician, never reached you, Dolly Parton, the humanitarian, probably did. For decades, she used her fame and fortune to give back. In 1988, she started the Dollywood Foundation with a mission to inspire children in her home county of Sevier, Tennessee.
Won't you help me? All of you help me. I think I can. I think I can.
The foundation later expanding its reach through initiatives like the Imagination Library, inspired by her father who could not read or write.
Before he passed away, my daddy told me the Imagination Library was probably the most important thing that I had ever done. So inspiring kids to love to read became my passion and my mission, because if you can read, you can teach yourself anything.
The program giving away more than 300 million books. Dolly never had children of her own, and she always said that was no accident.
Now, I didn't have children because I believe that God didn't mean for me to have kids so everybody's kids could be mine, so I could do things like the Imagination Library.
Dolly's philanthropy extended far beyond education. When Whitney Houston sang, "I Will Always Love You," Dolly used the royalties she received to invest in an office complex in a predominantly black neighborhood in Nashville, creating jobs and opportunity in the community.
And it was mostly just black families and people that lived around there. It was a whole strip mall, and I thought this is the perfect place for me to be, considering it was Whitney.
And when disaster struck, Dolly showed up. After wildfires devastated Tennessee, she pledged millions to help families recover. Years later, she stepped in after Hurricane Helene And during the pandemic, she donated $1 million to help fund COVID vaccine research.
Vaccine, vaccine, vaccine. I'm begging of you, please don't hesitate.
Dolly was also a savvy businesswoman. She said not having children gave her the freedom to focus on her career. She built an entertainment empire that includes a production company, music publishing business, and of course, Dollywood, providing thousands of jobs.
Lord, didn't we have such a good life?
In many ways, she was ahead of her time. Even as she remained deeply rooted in her Southern Christian upbringing, she embraced the LGBTQ+ community, endorsing same-sex marriage. Joking, they should suffer just like the rest of us.
I keep saying, well, if you're the fine Christian that you think you are, why are you judging people?
But she stayed out of politics, even turning down the Presidential Medal of Freedom twice. In 2019, the New York Times asked, "Is there anything we can all agree on?" The answer? Yes. Dolly Parton.
I would like people to just think that I'm a good person. I'd like them to say she was smart, but she used her heart as well as her head.
In lieu of flowers, her family is asking for donations to the Imagination Library.
We'll be right back.
We're back with the girls showing everyone how it's done at the Little League World Series. Alabama's Kinsley Rasmus set the record for most hits by a girl with her 5th hit of the tournament. She also pitches. She struck out a record, tying 14 batters so far. And her team plays again today. Kinley is the daughter of former Major League pitcher Corey Rasmus.
A triathlon coach is recovering from an alligator attack in South Carolina. Jonathan Bruni was training with others swimming in the Savannah River when the gator bit his arm. He says he fought off the gator by pushing his thumb into its eye. And a man seen harassing and chasing people in Philadelphia wearing a creepy mask is now in custody. The 22-year-old was arrested in Las Vegas. He'll be sent back to Philly to face charges. Police say he was doing it to create social media content.
A well-deserved thank you gift for a Rhode Island boy who stepped in to help a stranger. 11-year-old Tucker Gourlay was riding his bike when he saw a man in distress. Tucker helped him to a nearby bench and asked bystanders to call 911. He then stayed at that man's side. Police rewarded Tucker with a brand new bike. He said it just felt important to help.
A classic cartoon is getting a reboot by Ryan Gosling. He is reportedly working on a live-action Flintstones focused on Bam Bam Rubble, all grown up. No word if he'll play the lead role. Top headlines next. Checking more top stories, the Army says 4 Special Operations soldiers are okay after their Black Hawk helicopter crashed during a training mission near Denver. Their unit, known as the Night Stalkers, is the military's most elite helicopter group.
Sources say CIA Director John Radcliffe has traveled to Moscow for high-level meetings with Russian officials. Western intelligence has been warning about a potential plan to attack NATO countries. No word what was discussed.
The Trump administration says the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts may need to be torn down unless a judge clears the way for President Trump's renovation plans. The administration claims the building is dilapidated.
Today's weather, extreme fire danger and heat across the West. And severe storms are possible from Chicago to Indianapolis to Detroit.
And finally, fans and celebrities pay tribute to Dolly Parton.
Here's Danny New.
Working 9 to 5.
This morning, the world continues to celebrate and honor the life, legacy, and music of Dolly Parton, who has passed away at the age of 80. On social media, her 9 to 5 co-star Jane Fonda writing, "More than anyone I have ever known, Dolly will always be with us."
Step on toes, it all goes.
And longtime friend Billy Ray Cyrus, who asked Parton to be his daughter Miley's godmother when she was born, sharing, "Dolly recently sent me a beautiful message telling me she loved me with her whole heart. I will always love her in the same way."
Please, please, please.
In addition, we are hearing from many of the younger stars whom she also inspired. Sabrina Carpenter, who released this Please, Please, Please duet with the Queen of Country last year, writing, "The only thing I could say after we met was she really is an angel walking the earth."
Jolie, Jolie.
And another queen, Beyonce, who both covered and featured Dolly Parton on her Grammy-winning album, Cowboy Carter, sharing to her website, "I'm honored that I had the privilege to work with you. I will treasure that forever," and refer to her as a North Star.
So the FCC won't let me be.
In fact, we're even hearing from artists who never worked with Dolly or even met her. Rapper Eminem shared this note he received from Parton after his induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, in which she wrote, "No matter how complex your world may be, just know you are very special and touch people in ways you don't even know."
We'll always love you.
On Tuesday, many gathered near Parton's statue in her hometown, Sevierville, Tennessee. This included even some of her youngest fans who said they got to know Dolly through her nonprofit Imagination Library, which sent them free books every month. Since 1995, Imagination Library has sent out more than 300 million free books.
I got her books when I was young, and I loved it when my mom would read them to me, and I just remembered receiving them in the mail, and I loved it.
And Dolly was an avid reader herself, saying she read at least 50 books a year. Her favorites, guys, included Water for Elephants and The Count of Monte Cristo.
Truly a remarkable person. Danny, thank you. That's your GMA First Look.
Have a great day.